Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 27th of March, starting with the DAX on the daily chart here. We have to call 5 waves in as a low here in line with the US markets, and then we're looking for an A and a B and a C wave coming back up to the medium level here, 11,561.8% mark here, covering this gap here. Let's go in and have a look at this. Pretty much the same as the S&P, slightly sort of different though, but I'll explain that. From the low here, we're looking at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here for wave A, and then an A and a B and a C back here for wave B, and then up here for wave C. So this leg here is nearly completed. On the hourly chart, we can look at it like this here. So from the low here, it's possible to call this for wave 1 here, but the slight problem with that is that wave 3 is too small within this structure, so it's better as an A and a B and a C. Can you count that a different way? A and a B. No, you have to count it as an A and a B and a C wave here. So anyway, an A wave here, B wave here, and 1 and 2 and 3. A, B, C here for 4, and then moving up here for 5. So we'll be pushing a little bit higher here. This also too, while we're here, is well, it looks like a classic trading levels pattern unfolding here. So if I can just bring my little picture back up here, 1 second. This picture here, so if this is the 10,000 through here, we've got the arrival, the reaction, and we're coming up here for the first high above the level. So then we'll see this drop off here, and then you can trade this down if you wanted to. You're trading against the trend, but for scalpers it doesn't really matter. And then looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside here. So getting back on board at 10,000 or back at the 50-60% retracement level. This move here should be in 3 waves. It may be a little bit more complicated because it's a B wave in this case. So we need to be mindful of that. But otherwise we should see from the top here, we should see 5 waves for the A wave, 3 for the B, and 5 for the C. So a 5-3-5 structure, but it's either going to be simple or it's going to be complex. So yeah, so we can look at this here from wave 4 here up to wave 5 here. I don't know if I've done the 15-minute chart, but I'll just check. Not that it's going to help us actually. It's not really going to help us that much. Let me just check on a few things. But anyway, a very clear, we'll put that in here while we're here. Well, I won't put that in there, but yeah, so once this completes here, an A and a B and a C wave here. So yeah, just going back over things, that's cool. Okay, so just go to the tick chart, we'll just figure this out here. So yeah, so a nice ABC here for this, and it's a little bit tricky here. I just want to go over what I've got though. So from this low here, I can count 1 and 2 here, 3, 4, and 5 here for wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 3 nice and strong here, complicated wave 4 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I can count that up as wave 1 here. This would be a nice wave 2 back. I can also count 5 waves in this little structure here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here, and then a corrective move here, then this move here. So I don't know if I should count this up as wave 1 here and wave 2 here and then wave 1 here and then wave 2 over here. It doesn't make much sense, but the other way to count this is 5 waves up here for 1 and back for 2, and then up. I know this sounds a bit weird, but up for wave 3 here and 4 here and 5 here to make wave 1 here. So that's quite fitting at that point, I have to say. It has the extension in wave 1 and then back for wave 2, and then wave 3 is quite small compared to wave 1 here, but that's okay because wave 5 here is smaller. So it's possible to have this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then we're moving up further. So I'm not quite sure how to the best way to count this. I can see that this is also wave 1 and 2 in here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I can see that we're not finished here just yet with this, but this would also be a long trade through here as well on this. So coming through on, well, this high, and then also these highs coming in through here for this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we should see at 100 here, we should see a little dance across that. I can't draw on this side of the tick chart, so I'll draw on this side. So we've had the arrival, the reaction here, and the first high above the level, and we'll see some type of correction, then a push up from there. So if you're looking for your timing, then that will be it. So whichever way I count this here, it's not finished. And the other point too with this is that we'd want wave 5 here to take out the top here. So we're still looking, you know, even if we looked at this as wave 1 here, just roughly here, move that across over to here, we still should see, you know, we should be up at the 10.5 at that point for this top to come in play here roughly. So yeah, still a little bit more upside to play out there. I'm just not quite sure how to count that little move in through there, but yeah, we should see higher ground. But yeah, just watch out for the B wave trap through here, and that should be 5-3-5 structure, and that should also pull back once that high's in place there. Well, our starting point would be down here, so let's just take it to the 10,500 roughly. That would leave us back down here as wave B here. Now it doesn't have to pull all that way back down through here. It's just important that you've got a 3-wave structure. So it may just come down to down to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree rather than coming all the way down here. So just be mindful of that, but that would be your long trade back in this way here for that there as well. So yeah, a trading stop to take us a little bit higher through there. Okay, let's have a look at the FTSE. So with the FTSE here, just on the 15-minute chart, the DAX never had this as the low here, but on the FTSE it is the low here, so I need to count that as the 5th of the 5th here. The move up here is quite simplistic in that we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then we have 5 waves in this structure here, and then we have our A wave, our B wave, and our C wave here, which we were kind of looking for last time we spoke as well, if you remember. And then now we're looking for the move up here. So it looks like we're just about there really. So let's just count this here. We've got wave 1 here, wave 2 here, wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and wave 5 here. So I'll just fill those dots in here. So I think that we're kind of at the top here, you know. Yeah, so I mean, there may be another little push up in, you know, up here. There might be something like little 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4, and 5, something like that, be pulled up by the DAX or the S&P. But whatever the case, I think that once that's finished, we'll see that move down from that point. So in that regard, say this is the low here, so I've just got the Fibonacci tool here. So wherever that top is, you handle that, and then we would see a move back into the 50-60% sort of area. And as I mentioned, like the DAX as well here, we may just come back to this little line in here as well. So just be a little bit mindful of that. But what we're looking for here, if I can just draw this out here and little bit of detail, we're looking for yeah, it's probably be something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, and then an A and a B and a C wave pulling back up, and then another 5 waves coming down into this space here and then up from here. So we're looking at that here. So if I just copy this here as an ABC pattern, as a 5-3-5 structure. And then once that's done, then we'll be seeing that move to the upside. Again, another 5 waves up. So you kind of, so we could go long. If you get that high in place here and the high on the B wave here, that's just a very simple way to go long at this point here. If you can count this 5 waves down here, then you'll be on the money and you can build in. I think it's okay to buy on the turn, but as long as you don't, get the wheelbarrow full of money and shovel it all in on the number, So just build it in and feed it in. If it's if it's in the right direction, just keep feeding it in. It's not hard. And it's good to have like at least 3 positions in the market. Gives you a bit more flexibility with tactics and strategies, of taking profit. So, I mean, I don't know what people trade or trade different amounts, but, if you bought one contract here and another contract here and another contract on the break of this here, for instance, then then you could take, when you come back to these old highs over there, you could take one contract off, because it would pull back a bit, and then you could buy that one contract back again. It doesn't have to be perfect when you buy it back. Those sorts of things. Probably not a great idea to trade this B wave here, unless you're going to, really understand getting in on the A wave here. If I was trading it, then I would wait for the top to have its thing, and then this first wave here, I would look at this on the tick chart and I would work out 5 waves here, and then I would look at the ABC correction here. So I would be looking at this in terms of a simple A, B, and C thing here, and then I'll just draw a line across here, and I would also look, this will be 5 waves, 3 waves and 5 waves, so I'd look for 5 waves in that. If I was working, I'd find the closest largest number, which is this one here, and I'd also wait for that to become the retested resistance. So the market would come down, bounce back off it, come back through here, go back and retest it, and then I would have my short trade under there, and then I'll just wait for it to trigger. And if it triggers, that's fine. Then I can just put the stop here and look to continue to build in on other numbers, like the 50, the 5 is the second strongest number, all those sorts of things. So, yeah, getting back to this, we should see a push higher above this one here. So I'll leave that with you. It may be 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4, 5. I'm not quite sure. But here, the extension's in the 3rd wave here. So that would leave wave 1 and wave 5 roughly the same. So, yeah, anyway, allow that to top out. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.
Report unless it's done.
Really?
Just holding up some floats.